Morning folks, today I wanted to chat about FIFA licenses in this video and how things are shaping up this year. We can take stock now because it's been 2 rounds since FIFA introduced the exam for FIFA agents, many of whom have taken it, both in the first session in April I think it was, and this last one in September. In these 2 rounds about 10,000 people have taken part, give or take, and the pass rate was 54%. In my opinion, these candidates are a minority compared to the average that will settle in next year, because if you remember, the regulation came out pretty close to the first exam session, so I reckon there'll be a lot more candidates in the next few years. But with this basic pass rate in the FIFA exam, apart from the fact that this only really impacts Italy and France to a small extent, these are countries where there's a national examination and the job is regulated differently. But globally this year there are about 4,500 new FIFA agents with this license. If we think that every year, because of the reason I just mentioned, these agents could even increase annually, I think the usual number passing each year will be around 6,000 to 7,000. So in 5 or 6 years we are going to have a terrifying amount of agents globally. I think this entry-level filter is pretty weak, considering before, when the exam was taken, even before 2015, I remember the pass rate was quite low. Like the session I took part in 2012, it was a really small percentage. Like out of 600 candidates, I think about 30 of us passed. So maybe the percentages were a bit too harsh. But on the flip side, here we have this with 54% or 4,500 more agents globally this year. In a decade that will be 50, 60, 70,000 agents. I think this could lead to the implosion of this system. I don't want it to be that once we have too many elements we'll be forced to revisit this system, because it's a bit too flexible in my opinion. An exam where there aren't any specific criteria needed, not even a high school diploma. Obviously it's an exam any can take, and a 54% pass rate suggests that it's not a particularly complicated or tricky test. Not to mention, from what we've heard from various candidates, this exam is even taken in languages that aren't the official ones. But for instance, in Italy, a translation of the exam paper in Italian is allowed, which is pretty typical. The rules state that the exam should be taken in certain languages, which are the official FIFA ones, including English. So yeah, the thought I wanted to bring up was just this. The FIFA licensing system worldwide is a bit too relaxed in my opinion, allowing an intake into the profession of an average of 7,000 new agents per year, which in the short to medium term could even lead to the system imploding. This is obviously not ideal, counter to what happens in other more regulated systems, maybe too strict. Yes, but like those where a national license is required, with a qualifying exam and where there are some significant requirements.